I'm just working for it. I mean, my next one on the agenda probably is what you've got on your screen now. Maybe.
Is that because George posted about it? Guessing, I think it was you.
Uh, was it that one?
I'm sure he said N news on his radar.
Might have
Mm.
been because it tapped in. It's just tapped in, but then he said about going lower, and then I have looked, and there is some imbalance lower down.
Yeah,
It's only just sort of tapped into mine.
yeah. It's
You haven't even tapped in yours. Oh, that's slow.
yeah. It's just. I'll take a look. He
Uh,
did say buys, I think, didn't he? So
yeah. I think he was on for buyers, but I mean, I'm just working through my structure at the minute. To be fair,
yeah.
seems to be working now.
Let's take a look. Mm. S- 10. So it's tagged into that. That looks quite healthy. Yeah, that the imbalance is filled. Let's go back. I'm assuming that's news of some sort in it. Or is it? 619. No, not news. It's filled there. Maybe that there. Maybe that. Nice. Not too much below, I don't think. Doesn't mean there isn't. It doesn't mean it's not going to come and tap into something in this, like maybe up here, down here, sorry.
I
But
have got one question for you, quick, actually,
yep,
just while I remember.
yep,
So the POIs,
yep.
this one just here, it's only just been tapped into, but it has been tapped into, yeah.
Yes, that's right, yep.
When do you when would you clear that off your chart? When it's been wiped out, or
Yes,
because it
yeah.
has tapped some imbalance, or when it's totally been cleared through?
Yeah, well, it's been wiped out, mate. So what
Right.
can so if I come to current price, leave. So obviously it's only just tapped in. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's very possibly come for what it's wanted to. So from here, so I'm just going to jump on the hourly, mate, just to show you, get more of the structure in the screen. So we've trended down to the point of interest. Now we've got it's trended down really nicely. So obviously got a low high. That is a low. That's a high. That low high low high low. So it's broken. Obviously this is the second to last low. Then obviously there's a high, puts in a high. Then it puts in a new low. So we've had a change of character or breaker structure, whatever you want to call it. There, 1 minute, because I could just tell it's be 1 minute. It might be classed. Some would even class that as a 15, I guess. But the so if I'm going to flick about a bit on this. So I know obviously Matt messaged me saying it gets confusing, and I understand why. So all the way to the left is a 4 hour point of interest. I'm assuming it's taken liquidity. I've not looked at it in a long time. Um, but obviously I'm out of the 4 hour zone because it's done something. Price has come back, and then obviously it's done. Obviously, it started trending down from here. Obviously, it made a high, retook that low, stayed in the overall zone, and then a 15-minute break to the upside here, which confirms the orange zone. And then obviously, price is trending back. and then it's broke the 1 minute definitely. So this I'll post an image in the chat after the call, but and it just shows you it shows you basically this, like with the 15-minute break, and then it returns and does a 1 minute. Now the image will make it look the image I'll show you makes all this 15-minute break and then the 1 minute break really close together and small, but obviously it doesn't always happen straight away. So like obviously this has taken months to come back after the 15-minute break. But if you was to compress that, then you would look at it and go, oh yeah. I mean, if you looked at analysts, probably the weekly, it looks yeah, on the weekly, it looks fairly close, you know? It looks like it's just reacted. Can everyone hear me, guys, or is it just Baz?
I can
I
hear you,
can.
mate.
Yeah, yes. No worries. Yeah, so if you look on a higher time frame, then this obviously this reaction and taking its own high here and then just coming back to mitigate, so it looks relatively close as a thing, but obviously then we go to a lower time frame, it looks like it's well, obviously miles apart, obviously which it is, it's weeks and months.
Mm.
But the image I share with you, which I'll show you, mate, is it's going to look more like that. You know, it's going to be like a point of interest, 4 hour break up here, and then obviously it comes in, taps a reaction, breaks a low on this time frame. Sorry, the 15, and then it comes back for the one. So now that that's done all that, so that if we say that's the 4 hour or this one here, it's more likely this one here. I'll just draw it on so you can all see. 4 hour break there. So in theory, we've had this in theory, like price might turn long. I mean, it looks like it's hella bearish, you know, but over here it doesn't so much. So it hasn't broke this low, and this is possibly the turning point. So if the 4 hours turn bearish here, it's just come back to mitigate something. And then the fifth turns sort of bullish. Sorry, 4 hour turns bullish here. Then the 15 minutes done it here, and then the 1 minute's just done it last week. So now you'd be well within your rights to say that you've had three time frames tell you that they are possibly they've turned long bullish. So now,
Looking for next.
as long as this has filled the imbalance in here, it's come for, which I know it's at the top of the zone, and I'll get back to that in a minute. But if there's an imbalance in this leg here, you'd be well within your rights to turn around to me and go, right, I stuck a fucking order on that. And I couldn't argue with you not doing it. You know, go, oh well,
Mm.
what about this? What about that? It's done everything
Yeah.
that you'd want it to do. Obviously, it's going to be from this price action here and down. So whatever that is, I'm assuming that's news. It'll be like Aussie or New Zealand news, 1 in the morning. I'm sure that's one of their time things. But from, let's say, from this big down push here and below up until here, there's as long as this doesn't create, sorry, as long as it hasn't created liquidity below it, then as far as I'm concerned, mate, it's a valid trade to take from Summit in here, this leg here. But I don't think it's creating liquidity. So obviously we've had the confirmations for the buy.
Mm.
Like the only stage from that is to find the entry, obviously, and then find a reason to maybe not get in. But if you don't really find out, then it's
Because
all
I was thinking buys, but then when George said that he wants it deeper, it made me second think, and I was like, oh, okay, I won't
yeah,
look yet then. But I've got obviously the 1 minute mark, same as you. I've done like it's all marked up, but
yeah,
because he said he wanted it deeper, I was like, well, to be fair, it has literally nicked it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
Well,
has it has nicked some imbalance. Granted, I did look, it has got it, but I thought, well, there's still got to be something below.
George has
Yeah, but
maybe seen something, but
I've actually not personally looked myself if there's any
yeah.
further.
You
But
could maybe
exactly
argue,
where a POS starts is a bit debate. Again, that's personal view, isn't it?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I mean, you could maybe argue there's equal lows here. So which maybe George has spotted someone like, oh, he's spotted something that makes him think it's coming a touch lower. But I mean, like obviously with the entry, like I said, obviously if there's liquidity that makes things going to drag it lower, obviously you can use that same rule for all of your points of interest. It's just, so I mean, obviously sometimes you're going to have to take a trade at some point, like, but yeah, maybe equal lows. Maybe this is what he's spotted, or he might well have obviously spotted something. Just going to delete that because that's in my way. Yeah, he's maybe spotted something that he thinks, like he might think this push down here or something. I'm assuming he's looked on like the low time frame at it all and gone, yeah, I think it's coming there, but it's coming to. Oh, I think we're lowering that, aren't we? Like it's tapped into this here. There's a sharp down push, sharp up push. I think it's like there. Put it on like the 5 and the 1. It looks about like it's about filled what it wanted to. I'd be interested to know what caused that, like, but the timings of it don't look like anything like news related. So
Because news points are always sort of on the hour, half an hour out. They're on a
yeah, yeah, they're normally a round number, whether it's a
yeah,
quarter of an hour or something. But and this is like 1818, so
yeah.
yeah, it looks like a very good area to have mitigated to buy up from. So, but like I say, George might have spotted something in all this. It is adamant it's coming
Mm.
down for. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
It is like I said, this is a. It's not the best, but it might come back for that. It might come back for that. I don't think there's a major that makes me think the other
But it's
one's
like you
not
said,
worth
it's that
taking.
free confirmation that it's changing.
Yeah, yeah. There's little bits of stuff, just but not. Yeah, I mean that's filled there a lot, so that one's done. Yeah, nothing major. Yeah, it's all iffy and ifs and buts, really. But like I say, these are your possible equal lows. I think that we was looking at, not quite equal on the lower time frame, but sure maybe trick some people into whatever it wants to do. Decent down and up push here, maybe. So you've maybe got imbalance there, mate. Maybe that's what he's after coming down for this push here. That there, half filled there, and maybe this down here, mate. So it's for them. It's a decent push to be fair. Maybe, maybe somewhere in here from there. Quite like that as well. There, but I mean, what I would say, mate, is I will likely just stick an order on what's been presented. So yes, it's just tagged. Let me just find the thing. Where are we? Yeah. So that's it there in it. So yeah, that's what's just tagged me old orange zone, but I'll pull that back on. But like I mean, there's not going to be much opportunity. There's not going to be much imbalance in here to find for an entry, mate. So you'll maybe take a loss trying to find the right one. It might be completely the wrong zone, but the strategy is a 4-15-1. It's done what it wants to do, and if it's right, even if it's wrong, the next one that presents itself, as long as you get it right, is going to be um I mean, you're going to get enough opportunities because once you catch one, you're going to be fucking flying with it. Let's be honest. So it's worth taking. It's worth an opportunity at least.
Thing is, now since I've been tidying them all up, getting help from you a lot, it's
Yeah.
so much clearer.
Yeah, I said that last week, didn't I? I says once you
Yeah.
start doing it, you'll understand. It's
Yeah.
dead weird. Like things just almost like just make sense. You go fucking hell. Like all them other ones I was doing was wrong. I was miles off, but you just
Yeah.
see why.
But it's almost like you change your structure. I've changed some structures from bullish to bearish, and I'm like, how did I even have that bullish? And then you look, and it's fucking not, and it's like, Jesus Christ, you got to buy, and no, it's not.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's fine. It's all sorting itself out now.
yeah.
Millionaire in no time.
That's it, mate. That's it. I got my fingers crossed for you anyway. So I guess I'm good now. Sweet, Baz is back on. The only other thing about this is it is hella bearish in it, so I'm wondering if there's a sell opportunity maybe to get down again. Yeah, I think I think we maybe get a big buy. To be fair, I think if we're gonna get another sell opportunity, it's gonna come from up here maybe, or maybe even higher. Be nice to catch this from up here, I guess. Well, that would be the new change of character on the mega higher time frame. That's way off, so don't need our attention right now. Is there? We haven't got. Is Blundell on? No, no, he's not. Um, was there any other you was unsure on, mate? Because
Is there anyone else who wants fucking house look over?
yeah, someone else step up, ask me a question.
I mean, I've got shit loads, mate. But
Looking at it to say what the fuck is all the lines.
It's just the majority of them, mate, are boxes or so everything on mine is color coordinated. So green boxes entry because what I've just gone over with Luke is so I'll go back to the time frames just on. So hold on it still. So my boxes, mate, are time frame related or
I get the divergence, your equal lows, equal highs, high lows, all the
yeah,
rest of it.
so
It's just
like blue lines are like trend lines and liquidity.
yeah,
So but my red boxes are 4 hour POI, points of interest.
yeah,
So basically a red if I draw a red box, it's something that's taken a 4 hour high or low or taken a major for like higher time frame trend line
yeah,
liquidity.
yeah.
Orange is 15, so if you see an orange box, it means that it's broken a 15-minute high in whatever direction, and then the 1 minute's the same thing. It means it's done a 1 minute breaker structure, but then at that point, if it breaks a 1 minute structure, that becomes my entry. So, but
Cool.
yeah, they're just color coordinated to the relevant time frames, mate. And then yellows, yellow, yellow lines are imbalances, but they are the points in which imbalances are filled. So I prefer, well, I think you all should, but I believe that imbalances are we should only trade imbalances when they are filled because if you take an entry off something that's half filled, price might come back to fill the rest of it. And obviously the point that it's filled is possibly the last point that it will reach before it then turns around and obviously goes mega. So obviously I always stick my entries at the point in which the imbalance is filled. So yeah, it's just like I say, it's just all color coordinated. Color
Cool.
coordinated.
That's quite hard for you to say tonight.
It is, yeah. It's because like the last hour of my life has been a complete shit show. What I will look at is because I'm assuming no one caught it, but so I ended up taking a bit of a loss on it in the end. But the trade itself was, I mean, it's looking like an okay. All the confirmations are there. Everything was right, other than the overall entry zone I picked. So let me just delete some of these. So delete some of these boxes down here. So it's Bill, not that one. And I'll leave them on. Same again. Basically, 4-hour pullback here. So bullish structure. So it takes this high here. Draw a green, red box. Price comes down, tags it, starts breaking highs on the 50-minute time frame. Obviously, each push away from the order block leaves imbalance. So we get imbalance from here, which means that the 15-minute zone is from on always the wick low or wick high if it's wick high if it's a sell, wick low if it's buys. But basically, price come back to after it's done the 4-hour and 15-minute break to the upside. Price has come back and then broke to the upside. So obviously 1-minute structure comes from up here, down here, creates a low, pulls back, creates a new low, and then breaks the previous 1-minute high. So final 1-minute breaker structure here. Now, obviously I was hoping it would got there's a little imbalance in here, which I'll show you in a minute. I was hoping it was going to fill that, tap that, and then obviously piss off and do its thing. So I think I'm looking at a sell from up here, somewhere up in this sort of area. So that would have been somewhere like that would have been my TP. I've said I need to check all that to see I'm happy with it, but it's the same confirmations but the opposite side of the market. So so if I just zoom in here. So obviously I drew this when I posted this. What day was it? Thursday. Right, so I was hoping that was the pullback and then a continuation of price. But now that it's obviously come a bit lower, it's more than likely that it's just something like that. Yeah, so that's possibly the new 1-minute. Obviously, the anticipation is that's the new low, so obviously it's taken the high. That'll be the new possible, what the actual structure ended up being. So I took my buy from, it loads up. So from this big push up here, yeah, we get a nice bit of a push down. We get a decent push up. Half fills it, but there's still some just under here. And then obviously price did come and tag it and went 13 hour, I think it is. It's since come back lower and tapped into whatever this is now. I'd have never picked anything in here as an entry, so there's just no for me. Nothing stands out. I can't see anything in there to go, oh yeah, I was wrong. It's just possibly one of them that didn't show as a nice place to buy from. But the break in the directions was correct. It was just, I mean, if that was a full body candle on the 5-second, then I'd have said, yeah, great, that one's there. But there's a gap, so I like this bundle of candles here as well, to be fair. Like, if that was a full bodied candle, then my entry would have possibly been here. But it won't. It might still come lower, to be fair, but quite like that as well. And that. But you get the general gist anyway. That. So yeah, new. Obviously, it's made high anyway. It's pulled back. It's made a new high. So there's a good chance that that is right. It might very well be wrong. It might come mitigate something in here and obviously come lower, but it tapped into my zone anyway, filled an imbalance, did a break to the upside, come back, mitigated something. So, but like I said, I'm assuming no one else took it. I don't know what it looks like on another feed. It might be that zone might look better on another feed, to be fair.
I'm not trying to do 415 yet, so wouldn't even seen it.
No, well, it's even if you just stick with a 15 and 1, mate, it's sort of
Yeah, it's there.
it's the same thing. So it's
I don't know why I didn't
obviously
get it actually. Don't know.
yeah, it's I mean this is a fairly big zone anyway, to be fair. It's not ideal.
I think I did look at it earlier and I didn't see the entry you saw. I couldn't see an entry, so I think that was one.
Yeah. But yeah, so obviously we're depending on where obviously you think the 15-minute break is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you think it's this one here, which, like I said, that might be a pullback, but yeah, it's not the best, is it? But yeah, I had it there, mate. So I wanted to come tap back in here and just do a 1 minute break. So quite fortunate I actually had it on me radar from a long time ago. And it might just be wrong anyway, mate. There's could be. I think I've just is there a trend line to maybe take it lower? No. No. Yeah, no. No, it's all right. But it met all my confirmations anyway, so that's the important thing. But like I said, I do think there is a possibility of um the possible sell coming up as well from in here. So I mean that's probably worth a look as well. So if we just want to check that what this is tapped into, because obviously that's important. Obviously, if there's any questions, guys, please just chuck them my way. Ugh. Market open. Back higher for that. Did not notice that. So that's filled. Market opens filled this imbalance here. It's filled that there. That one's filled this one here. Possible equal highs here. A big fuck off imbalance here, whatever that is. Yeah, that might come higher. Like I said, there is some imbalances in there that we think it's coming high now. Not guaranteed, obviously, but yeah, that has mitigated something. It's mitigated the market open, so I'm not sure on that one. But what it's done, obviously, is it's taken the low that I wanted to. It all depends on if you think that that's this high here has mitigated what it wanted to. But from there, obviously, it's made a high. Let me draw this out without a magnet. So low, high, low. That there. This one's just a touch higher than that one there, I think. So makes that the low, and then this the high, and then obviously price comes back. Let me get a change of character there. So anything from that point there. So let's not extend it. No extend. Anything in that blue box is possibly an entry if you trust that up there. um, Very possible. So let's have a look. Start from the top down. So obviously with cells. So the higher in this, the safer. But that might mean you miss the trade. So what if you go lower? The lower you go, obviously, the more chances you've got of catching the trade, but it's riskier, so you might take more losses. The higher you go, the safer, but you might miss it. So there's a direct trade-off between safety and catching the trade. Good push up, good push down. So there. Bring magnet back on. Bear with me a second. So I just wanted to check, see if there was what I didn't want to do is mark loads of price action and then realize price had come back and took half of them out. uh, 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 so It's filled there. This is spread out, so that's all shite. That must be news. Nothing in that. Maybe that there. Nothing much in here. Yeah, it's filled there. So is that one above it narrow enough? What shite. Shite. Yeah, I know. And that's that. That's pretty much obviously how I'd mark. Go and find my entries anyway. So I think this higher zone's probably, yeah, see that's pretty much filled there. Scroll up. I think that's, if it's going to sell off, I think it's going to be from there. This little wick high up there. So, but slightly on the riskier side, I think. Is there any questions, guys? Because I'm going to call it there if not.
All good. Thank you, Lee.
No, good.
Cheers, guys. Sorry it was late and a bit shit, but
Yeah, that's good, man.
it is what it is. Yeah. Cheers for jumping on, guys. I'll be in the chat as
Thanks, all.
always anyway. So any questions, chuck them my way and get stuff covered. Cheers, guys.
Chat soon, guys. Ta-da.